So, Mary, before you start speaking, I wanted to present you with something. I found some of the old Southside t-shirts and put it into a nice frame. This is for you to hang up wherever you want to hang it
It
up.
looks like you brought the extra large.
Actually, it's a nice large, but that was the old logo from the original when the share started.
15 years.
15 years ago.
Thank you, Joe. Okay, take two. Parshas Devarim, Shabbos Chazon, Tovshin Pei Dalet. And in a way, although I want to welcome everybody to our yearly shir at OTL that we do during the 9 days for Shabbos Chazon, but really every single year, I feel that that's the last year that we're going to have the 9 days, that we're going to have Tisha B'Av, that we're going to not be able to eat fleishiks. And each year we think it's the last time that we're not going to do it again. But you know, lo and behold, here we are, we're here again. And Tisha B'Av is in just a couple of days. So we're going to try to take a lesson, learn something from this parsha about the parsha of the week, and also something to keep in mind as we go into Shabbos Chazon and the last couple of days before Tisha B'Av. And really, I'd like to begin tonight's shir with a beautiful thought from the Kozhnitzer Magid, Zechusa Yodel Aleinu. And he talks about a pasuk in our parsha. The pasuk says, Ki Hashem Elokecha beirachecha b'chol ma'aseh yadecha. That Hashem gives Hashem gives a bracha b'chol ma'aseh yadecha, and everything that you do. Yoda l'chtechos hamidbar hagadol hazeh. Kadosh Baruch Hu was with you for 40 years, that you traveled through the midbar, Zeh 40 shana. Hashem Elokecha imach. For the past 40 years, Hashem is with you. Lo chasarta davar. You were not missing a thing. Hashem took care of you from A to Z, from head to toe. Whatever you needed, Hashem was there to give it to you. And the Kozhnitzer Magid says that this parsha, this pasuk, is always read during the 9 days between Rosh Chodesh Av and Tisha B'Av. Every single year, this pasuk from Parshas Devarim we read in the 9 days. And he says that this pasuk, Nesivos Shalom brings down this Kozhnitzer Magid, and he says that this pasuk is really delivering a powerful message to us, and a special message for us during this time, during the 9 days. And the message is that we need to internalize that the same Hashem who saw us through all the dangers and all the perils of the wilderness, Midbar, for 40 years, that same Hashem watches over us through all the dark times that we go through currently, through all the galuyos, through all the trials, the tribulations. That same Hashem that was with us in the Midbar and took care of everything that we need, that same Hashem is with us through the current times. And even as we go through the Bein HaMitzarim and the 9 days, Hashem does not forsake us. We might feel, which we should feel, that we have to do things to get closer to Hashem. We have to do tshuva, and we have to do things in order to build and bring back the Beis HaMikdash. But one thing is for sure, that Hashem, who is with us today also. Ki Hashem Elokecha imach lo chasarta davar. Hashem is with us, and when Hashem is with us, you're not missing anything. And we know that Hashem, as we said, walked before us in the dangerous midbar, and He accompanies us now too. And really, the time of the year, and the time of our galus, that these happen to be, we know that they're very, very dark weeks and very dark days. Specifically, now, of course, with what's going on, the Matzav in Eretz Yisrael, and what the people of Eretz Yisrael and Klal Yisrael in general are going through, but still we have to feel that Gam Ki Elech B'Geit Salmaves, even if one is walking in the valley of death, Lo Ira Ra Ki Atoim Odi. If a person realizes that Hashem is with you, then there's nothing wrong. There's nothing bad. We never feel that anything is bad. And when Hashem is with us, once again, the pasuk in our parsha, Loi Chasarta Davar. We have everything that we need. And that's an important message that the Torah is delivering to us, that we should remember that no matter what is going on all around us as a cloud or in your personal life, nothing that happens to us is by chance. Every single thing is being orchestrated by HaKadosh Baruch Hu for us and on behalf of us. And if we have emunah, and if we believe that everything that happens to us is because Hashem wants that to be happening to us at that moment, then as the pasuk says, Lo chasarta davar, we are not missing anything. Nesivos Shalom brings from Sfarim HaKadoshim that a segula to sweeten the din. If a person feels that he's going through a time of din, that a segula to sweeten the din is to have exactly that in mind. That Hashem is with me. Hashem Elokecha imach. Anytime a person is going through anything in their life, Hashem Elokecha imach. Hashem is with us. And then, Loi Chasarta Davar. We won't be missing anything. Now, Klal Yisrael has gone through the tough Goliyos for the last few thousand years, and it's almost 2,000 years that we are suffering through the current Golos, and there have been extremely, extremely tough times. We know that the Jews, Klal Yisrael, have gone through pogroms, inquisitions, crusades, Holocaust, and now also massacres. And this is not the only massacre that happened just this past year. Klal Yisrael has gone through so much, and yet, think for a second of everything that we have gone through as Klal Yisrael, but yet, Am Yisrael Chai V'Kayam. Look around and see who is here, that we are still here, and it's every one of our enemies who have taken their place in the dustbins of history. Whatever we went through, whether it was the Crusades, and the Holocaust, the Inquisitions, the massacres, we are still here. HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes care of us, and it's our enemies that are gone. And you know what the schus of that kiyum is? The schus of that, says in the Nesivos Shalom, the secret of our existence is Hashem Elokecha imach. Everybody knows, you see the current events that's going on. Are they going to attack? Who's going to attack? When are they going to attack? Everybody's waiting, getting up in the middle of the night, checking, did they attack? If we finally get into our minds that we have something that don't ever have. We have Hashem Elokecha imach. Hashem is with us and He's not with them. Hashem takes care of us, and if every one of us got that through our heads, then Lo Chasarta Davar. We would not be missing anything. Hashem is on our side, and they don't have Hashem. And with that, when we have that, we can withstand everything. The Zohar tells us that when Klal Yisrael went into Golus Bavel, the Yidden thought that it was all over. The Beis HaMikdash was destroyed, and they had to leave Eretz Yisrael, and they way out to Bavel, and they thought it was all over, that Hashem had forsaken us, that the relationship between us and Hashem, Chas v'Shalom, that it was over. And they cried. Klal Yisrael sat down, and these are the days that we commemorate. We remember that. Klal Yisrael sat down Al Na'aris Bavel, on the banks of the river of Bavel, Shom Yashavnu, we sat there, Gam Bochinu, we sat down and we cried. And why did we cry? We cried because we thought the relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu was over. And the Zohar tells us something amazing. The Zohar tells us that at that time, when Klal Yisrael was sitting on the banks on the Na'aris Bavel and they were crying, HaKadosh Baruch Hu called together all the Malachim, Yisrafim, and all the celestial bodies and powers that exist up there. Hashem called everyone together and he asked them a question. Why are you still in Eretz Yisrael? What are you doing in Eretz Yisrael? My children are in Golos. They're sitting and they're crying, and you're here. You're still in Eretz Yisrael. HaKadosh Baruch Hu told all of them, everyone, get up, and all together we are going along with Klal Yisrael. We are going to Baba. And myself, Hashem said, Kaviyachol, myself, Hashem included. All of you are going to Golos, to Babel, and Hashem said, I am going along with all of you to Babel. And it is right then that Yechezkel HaNavi began to have his nevuah, and he informed Klal Yisrael that Hashem is with them. And once they heard at that moment that the Bnei Yisrael heard that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was going with them, with all the Malachim, they're all going to Babel with us, that Hashem is with us, then they knew Loi Chasarta Davar. They knew that if the Shechina is in Golos too, then we're in good shape. The relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu is still there. And when Hashem is with us, we're not missing everything. And really, that, as a community, that's our communal, and as a personal way, that's the communal and personal way of dealing with sorrows, of dealing with things that now we've been dealing with for almost 2,000 years straight. I think in like another 50 years. It's 2,000 years. It's unbelievable. Imagine the Golos Bavel was 70 years, and they knew it would be 70 years, and how down they were. And yet we're here, almost 2,000 years, and we're just living a life, and we go about our days. And really, it should bother us a lot more than it does. And every one of us has to think, when it comes to this week's Parsha, we have to think of what saves us, what keeps us in business, what keeps us here, that we should feel that we're close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu in Golos. That is Hashem Elokecha Yibach. No matter what happens, no matter what is going on in the world, no matter what we face, there's one Hashem, and He is on our side. And the Torah tells us in our Parsha, if you do that, you won't be missing a thing. I think if we have to, every one of us, to learn one lesson now, try to take it with us. We're still hoping that Tisha B'Av will be a celebration, that it will be a Yom Tov. We're still hoping that we're not going to have to sit on the floor. We're still hoping that we're not going to have to chant and say, Megillas Eicha. We still have a few days, but it's going to take everybody. It's going to take a lot of work. Let's remember that the key is that Hashem is with us, and the way He took care of us in the Midbar is the way He's going to continue, and He continues to take care of us now. Let us hope you're all invited to come to OTL anytime. But let us hope that this is the last Tisha B'Av. If it happens this year, that it's the last 9 days in Golos. Next year, in the 9 days, hopefully we'll have a place in, maybe it'll be on Malchi Yisrael, maybe it'll be on Shamgar, but it'll be somewhere we'll be able to sit down and have a feast and have a Fleishi Gamil for the 9 days, and Shataka be a Yom Tov for this year. Tisha B'Av should become a Yom Tov. Thank you, everybody, for coming.